and be tuned in all the way to the end. There are conversations which are coming up. Right now, I am already on set with guys from the NDULA team. They won the on-campus challenge for Halt Prize Kenyatta University. I'll be showing them to you in a while. I'm just hiding them somewhere here next to the cameras, but they will be with you. The co-founders of that NDULA innovation, CECLIA, JERUTO, co-founder of NDULA Footwear, here accompanied by CEO and co-founder, or is it co-CEO and co-founder? That is MONARI MAGOTO of this NDULA Footwear brand. We'll be getting to know more about them in a while. But later on as well, the conversation on data science, I'm having it with a data scientist, Kennedy Wangari. He's been on the show before, back then when he was very focused in matters of artificial intelligence. And this was way before. And now he is looking forward to building products around data. And how is he doing that, even as he gears towards undertaking his master's in this particular field of artificial intelligence over at the University of Edinburgh in the United Kingdom? So that is an exciting conversation that will happen later on after we get to discuss a few issues about NDULA with the guys from NDULA Footwear. The newspaper review section as well, don't forget about that. It will be coming up, so get yourself a copy of the Business Daily, the Daily Nation, and the Standard as well. The one that I've seen so far, the headline, the one that I'm focused on. So, of course, the Business Daily, which is the core of our biashara here. The headline there, money from Kenyans abroad dips for the first time in 13 years. The biting of the rising cost of living is affecting all economic centers across the world, and Kenyans who are in the United States are also suffering in terms of the remittances they've been making. For the first time in 13 years since 2010, those have dropped to 1.1 billion, and this is only in the first 3 months of the year. How can we make sense of this and all the other developments? That is a conversation happening in the newspaper review section with Kimani Wachira, the president of the TVET Association of Students in Kenya. Going for the break to bring back the guys from NDULA. Don't go far. They say that the wearer of the shoe is the one who knows where it pinches the most, I think, or something like that. And Hat the Band says, uliza kiatu. So leo tunauliza wale ambao wanatengeneza kiatu kabla tuulize kiatu. Guys from NDULA are here. Welcome, guys. Right. First of all, congratulations. Before I introduce you to our audience, congratulations for winning that on-campus challenge. It's not a small feat. How are you guys feeling after that? Or how did you feel then, and how are you feeling now before we get to know what you do at NDULA? I'll start with the lady.
Okay. For what we were feeling then, I believe all our hard work had paid off, so it was a rest period. But for now, it feels like it's a new fit we have to go. So we have to put in more effort to get to where we want to go.
All
that
right.
is past the regionals, obviously, and to the 1 million USD.
All right.
Yeah.
The excitement seems to have, died down a bit, deservedly so, because there's work to do ahead. Are you still excited, or pia wewe imepungua kidogo kazi sasa?
I think immediately after we won, I was very excited. I was trying to keep calm and, not show it too much, but I was really excited. But over, after winning, you realize that there's more work to be done because the competition is not over yet. We still haven't brought the product to the market, so it's still a long journey. And yeah, there's still a bit of excitement because that reminds us it's possible, but now we're looking forward to doing more.
All right, let's talk NDULA now as we look forward to what more you guys are planning to do, redesigning fashion, and maybe just to put it into context before you guys can tell us as co-founder and co-CEO and co-founder again what your roles have been like there, and what you're thinking about NDULA. But at the Halt Prize website, if you can check it out as well at home, haltprize.org, that is haltprize.organization. 2023 Halt Prize Challenge is seeking for guys who are launching innovative social ventures around fashion, clothing and fashion industry, and they're trying to see how you can make it more sustainable. Redesigning fashion is what I'm seeing here. You can get more information on what is happening. I think the on-campus all around the world, the on-campus phase all around the world is done. It's now gearing slowly towards the regionals. And NDULA will be also participating in a regionals contest before they head out to the finals eventually. Guys, the theme here is redesigning fashion. First of all, introduce NDULA to us, introduce yourself, and then introduce NDULA to us, and then we can get to know how you guys are redesigning fashion.
Okay, so first of all, I am the CTO, the Chief Technology Officer at NDULA currently, and
Yeah, I'm MONARI MAGOTO. I am a co-CEO at NDULA.
You said CTO. I think people are used to CEO.
Yes.
CTO is
Chief Technology.
Right.
I handle all the technological aspects like the applications for NDULA, the websites for NDULA, yeah, such things.
All right. Who came up with the word NDULA? NDULA is there. I know it's a slang. It's slang already in Sheng. But who decided NDULA? No, why not Njumu?
I thought of NDULA because when we were coming up with the name, we really did a brainstorm and we were thinking of naming a shoe brand that was going to, show sustainability and all that. But after thinking for a while, we wanted to have, a shoe name and then add something like eco. And then we realized that sometimes the term eco has been overused. Yeah, and too many brands are just slapping the word eco on their products to seem as though they were sustainable. So after thinking for a while, we decided that we wanted to, take Kenya to the world. So we wanted to have a name that would be representative of the Kenyan story. Yeah,
all right.
And I thought NDULA would
Hence NDULA.
have a nice ring to it. Yeah.
Nice. I have to admit I'd have been one of those people who went with eco, maybe eco njumu or eco viatu or something close to mentioning the environment. But let's get into it and see what you guys are up to. NDULA is trying to use plastic and fabric waste to create interchangeable soles and uppers. I'm being informed the top part of the shoe is called an upper. I didn't know that until today, but they are trying to use plastic and fabric waste to create interchangeable soles and uppers that can be easily replaceable. First, as a co-founder, I'm sure you're very aware of the source of motivation of trying to go this direction. How are you planning to use plastic and fabric waste to create these interchangeable parts of a shoe?
So we thought of plastic because it is the greatest contributor to waste in the environment, and it is the easiest commodity to use while making shoes. So that was our inspiration for using plastic first and foremost.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And how is that going to happen now, Bwana CEO?
Yeah, so in terms of the process, what we have in mind is I think about 300 million metric tons of plastic are dumped annually. And of the plastic waste, only I think about 7% is recycled. So what we are looking to do is take the waste from the environment, out of landfills and all these places, and then we're going to recycle them into the soles or the uppers. So the idea is first the collection of the plastic waste from the landfills, from the ocean, different places. And then after that, we're going to sort the different plastics. After sorting the plastic, then we get into now the processing of the plastic, and then we're going to have molds for making either the soles or uppers of the shoe. Then the processed plastic is going to be molten into the molds to form now the cast for the shoe. And then further processing to refine it, add insoles and make it more comfortable.
All right.
Yeah.
How do you see this, how do you see NDULA in alignment with the 2023 Health Prize Challenge?
It is redesigning fashion to be sustainable, right? Our the NDULA shoe is, and the company is a closed-loop manufacturing kind of organization, such that once you buy the shoe and you are done with it, you should return it to us. So that we give you a discount to the next shoe. That means no plastic from us will end up in the landfill.
Okay.
Yeah.
So once I'm done with my shoe, I can bring it back to NDULA.
Yeah.
It's like a trade-in program for
Yeah.
shoes. I only see it with
Yeah.
smartphones.
Yeah.
So you bring in the old shoe. And what do you plan to do with that? Is this a continuous recycling process?
Yeah, since
Okay.
it's plastic, so it can be recycled to another shoe.
Right.
Yeah.
Contributing to a more sustainable future.
Then
Yeah.
just maybe to add on to what she said, you see, when we are doing the NDULA, the idea is both uppers and soles are interchangeable. So what this does on top of removing plastic waste from the environment is it reduces the amount of materials that go into making a shoe. For example, if you have, you've seen people with 3 different types of Air Nikes, right? Someone has a white one, a black one, a different colored one. So if you have a NDULA, assuming it's of the same design, you're going to have one sole, and then you can have 3 different colored uppers. So instead of having 3 different soles, which you just have one and 3 different uppers, so that saves on the material and it reduces the strain on the
Also helps my
environment
look,
as well.
which means
Yes.
I can change my shoes
and
every
it saves
day,
you cost
but
as
still
well.
but still wearing the same shoe, right?
Yeah.
And saves you cost. That's a very good point to note there. Saving me cost, helping the environment, and making me look good in the process. Let's speak about quality. How is the quality compared then to what I'm already wearing?
So, you want to go first?
Yeah. Okay, so I believe the manufacturing company we're going to use for our MVPs, first of all, is a good company. So we're going to make a more sustainable shoe since we're using plastic and fabric. So using that, the organization's idea to which they make shoes already, maybe they manufacture shoes already or other products. So the process to which they use, we are going to make sure it suits us to make better quality shoes.
All right.
Yeah.
And durability is also ensured in the process?
Yes, actually, looking at the statistics, when you check, most soles are either manufactured using rubber, or plastic or leather. So when we use plastic, it's not really unconventional for starters, so it's not going to compromise the durability. So what this does is, as opposed to rubber, plastic is actually, even if it wears out, with our take back program, we'll be able to take the shoe from you and then give you a new one at a discount. So once your sole is worn out, you bring it to us, we give you a new sole, and then you can reuse your uppers if they're not worn out yet. Okay. Yeah, so I think that gives your shoe a longer shelf life, actually.
All right. Actually, that's accurate on matters of durability, because the lifespan of the current shoes I have doesn't go past 1.5 years or so. But now let's speak to the technologist for a second. How does technology now come in? How do you come in as a technologist in NDULA?
Okay, for now, since we are in the competition era, I am just making the websites for NDULA that will interact with the customers and other investors, and making the application for NDULA where one can communicate with us directly to purchase or to inquire on some products and such. So that is what I'm doing for now.
Yeah. All right. And in the future, is there going to be like an app, maybe I can get to order shoes or something?
There's actually one, but it's not for the public. It's only within us.
Okay, those are company secrets that she doesn't want to spill here on air. As you were pitching now for the on campus at Kenyatta University, what was the feeling like, and how was the process for you?
I think before I answer that, I'd like to mention that going into the finals, we had won the semi-finals. So we came out on top. And then we also had a previous phase in which we were still the top. So going into the finals, we expected to become the first once again. But we knew that we needed to put in more work, because as the competition progressed, you could see that all the other teams were putting in more work, improving their product. So from the group stage to the semi-finals, you'd see other teams have improved their product. So we knew we had to improve our product. So going into the finals, we had a prototype. Yeah, and I think that actually gave us an edge. We having the prototype, it wasn't really a great MVP, but we had put a lot of work into it, doing their work with our hands, because we don't have the capacity to manufacture at the moment. So having the prototype enabled us to show the judges what our vision was. Yeah, and I think they bought into that, and so we became...
You became the winners.
Yeah, the winners.
All right. Was it a shock to you that you guys won?
I don't want to... But anyway, I think so. Somehow, because the second team was, it was
brutal.
It was brutal. But anyway, we made it. But for me, it wasn't that tough because I have pitched in Health Prize before. I have volunteered there for a while, and I have pitched in very many competitions. So for me, it was not that tough. But yeah, it was a really great feeling to be the top team.
All right. Now going into the regionals, where are you guys going to the regionals? Understand that you decide, right? After the on-campus, you get to decide which regional center you want to go and participate at. Which is yours?
So we were chosen to go to the Nairobi Summit. We wanted to go to Dubai, but visa issues forced us to be placed in Nairobi Summit because even the organization itself doesn't want to be caught up in visa problems. You know, Kenya and visa problems, it's a thing. So we have been placed at the Nairobi Summit, which will be held at Strathmore University.
Okay. Yeah. We'll be doing the regional pitching at Strathmore University. Bona CEO. Why co-CEO? Where's the other CEO? Where's the other co-CEO?
Actually here with us. Okay. They accompanied us, and yeah, the entire team is here to support us.
Okay.
So I actually knew most people would be wondering why do we have a co-CEO. Yeah. Initially, we only had a CEO. Yeah, but as we progressed, we realized that particularly for a startup, it becomes important for increased accountability. Yeah, so when you have a co-CEO, it improves the accountability because, for example, if I was the CEO and I was going out to meet an investor, and maybe I was pressed for time to make a decision, like I might make a decision that is not exactly in line with the vision of the entire team. Yeah, being that, we're just getting into this space, we are figuring our way around it. So we thought if we had a co-CEO, then it would help to show up the misgivings of the other CEO. So for example, when I'm looking at things, the co-CEO can give me a different perspective, and then now we can come up with a decision that's beneficial to the entire team.
Okay. Did this handshake happen before before you won on campus or after?
It happened after because we're looking for ways to improve. Yeah, and then also one of our mentors mentioned that when you're looking for funding, it shows potential investors that there's increased accountability in the organization.
Right.
Yeah, so the investors are more comfortable knowing this CEO just management of the money.
Yeah,
because
there's other signatories who are also involved. Yeah, I think that's a good way to think about management as early for a startup. It's rare to see it. I think most startups try to or like to wing. Well, at least for the startups that I've been in, they like just to wing and just co-founder, let's go until some money is in, then we can get to define our roles. Thinking about it early enough is commendable from you guys. Let me hear it from both of you. I'll start with you again there, Cecilia. Now going into the regionals, what different thing do you plan to do as compared to what you've done so far in the steps or the stages that you've been through?
While we were going to the on-campus, we were just competing against 5 teams. So our vision was not that big. We were planning to defeat, not planning to win.
Okay.
So I think while we go to the summits, we are looking to become a company, not a startup that is competing with other startups, to become a company. So with that mindset, I believe we can get a bigger picture. So when we go to the Nairobi Summits, I think we'll have an edge by thinking as a company and not as a startup.
All right. Is that same for you as well?
Yeah, it is. When you make progress, your dreams begin to crystallize. That's why they say you should break down your goals into smaller bits, because the small wins give you fuel to achieve more. So I think that's what has happened with NDULA. And I think just to be a bit more specific, going into the summit, we are currently working on an MVP that is actually wearable and functional, not just a model to show the vision. Yeah, so that is what we are working on to make sure when we get to the summit, people can see the actual product. Yeah, so we are hard at work trying to bring that to a reality.
Oh, you're not wearing the prototype at the moment?
Not yet.
Okay, we'll get to see it at the regionals.
Yeah.
Hopefully, before you guys go to New York, we can also have me dressed up in NDULA for one Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
I'll really appreciate in showing exactly how you guys are going around sustainability. How will you measure the environmental impact? I've noticed you've given us a few numbers there on metric tons of waste or plastic waste all around the world. On a small scale, as a startup, how are you going to measure that now? We've actually had a positive and sustainable impact on the environment.
So to measure the impact we're going to have on the environment, for starters, by our calculations, a single sole approximately weighs between 100 and 800 grams usually. So if someone buys a single pair of NDULA, at the very least, you're taking between 100 grams and 800 grams of plastic waste from the environment. So with that, we'll be able to measure how much plastic waste we're taking from the environment and recycling. Yeah, that's one. So simply maybe 3 million sales times maybe 200 grams of a single sole. Yeah, then we'll be able to know exactly the amount of plastic we're retrieving from the environment. That's one. And then two, I think also we can measure the impact that we're going to have on the environment in terms of, you see, for us to be able to create the shoe, first of all, we need to have a mechanism behind us that helps us to collect the
necessary
materials. And this involves working with local communities. We have in mind partnering with universities, maybe schools, so that we can have collection centers. I think that also helps because we'll be, first of all, creating employment for some of the local communities, and then we'll also be seeing the local communities become cleaner as the waste is being utilized to make shoes.
All right, this hits two of Halt Prize themes in 2 consecutive years. I think last year it was bringing people back to work by 2030, and also this year now redesigning fashion. I think Ekobana did that in one pitch, and also I see NDULA also going that direction. It's commendable. Challenges that you think you guys might face into the implementation phase?
Travel issues. If by God's favor we make it past the regionals, travel and visa issues obviously, and we are a small team. We are a team of 5. So past in making a company, I'm not sure if 5 will cut it to make a very working company in the
workload will increase.
The
definitely.
workload will increase. So getting other people on board will be another issue. Is what I believe.
If it comes to communication issues, you're already at KUTV, so there's a pool of talent that you can source from. Challenges, Bwana CEO, that you see in the future?
So some of the challenges that I anticipate, particularly in bringing the shoe to life, would be one, manufacturing, because at the moment we do not have the funds to set up a manufacturing plant, and of course a lot has to go into setting that up to ensure that it's safe for use, to ensure that in processing the plastic, we minimize emissions and things like that, because we don't just want to make shoes, we want to make sure we're also helping the environment. So streamlining the process, seems like it's going to be a bit of a challenge, but it's something we're constantly working on, doing research, and hopefully we'll secure the funding. Once we're able to secure the funding, then we should be able to set that up and get going.
All right. One thing that shoes are known for, NDULA, since we are speaking about NDULA, speaking it here with CECLIA and MONARI, who are the co-founders over at NDULA Footwear. One thing NDULAs are known for ni games, right? So people play games, football, nini, and all of that. So would you guys care for a game with me? Yeah? Okay, wacha tucheze hapa kidogo, and then you can have that. All right. So we're going to play this game, and I think for guys who are used to Biashara Tuesday, you've seen the evolution of identify the brand in its various stages, and we try and refresh your brain, your memory, and your knowledge on a variety of issues. So this is what's going to happen, because you guys are first timers. Now, wale wako nyumbani, you can grab yourself a copy, a pen and a paper. alafu tuambie majibu zako ziko aje, or even in the comment section, as we see what our guests here, their knowledge inakaa aje. General knowledge. Unajiaminia?
Yes, ndio.
Na pia ufiche watu iba exam room. Yeah? All right, so you're going to have a couple of business related questions. People always accuse me of having seen the servers before the game, but I can assure you I'm also not aware of what questions I'm reading. These are provided by my director and producer, Ryan Mgure. We are going to have a countdown, 10 seconds per question. So once the timer ticks off, unaachana nayo, unangoja swali next, and then we're going to mark against each other. Tuone hapa, nani alilala kwa darasa? Let's go. First question. So, who is the current CEO of Safaricom? Let's go. All right, question number 2. What is the main source? What is the main source of electricity in Kenya? Let's go. What? Okay. Jeez. Question number 3. Which is the main mode of transportation in Kenya? Walking. Mode of transportation, main mode of transportation in Kenya. All right. Question number 4. Which is the most popular sport in Kenya? Question number 5. Which international organization has its headquarters in Nairobi, Kenya? All of them, no? Unauma nje. What is the name of the largest supermarket chain in Kenya? Holy snap. Kamindi. Who is the largest international trading partner of Kenya? Holy snap. I believe you someone is it up. Question number 8. Which is the largest bank in Kenya by assets? Inajua. Largest bank in Kenya by assets? What is the name of the largest brewery in Kenya? I hope. And question number 10, last question, which is the second largest city in Kenya? Alafu mmeweka jibu. All right, okay. 10 questions. I skipped one, so already niko 9 points. How do we exchange this? Letter yako. Then you can have mine. Ama atasema mnaweza peleka beef huko baadaye kwa startup. Too easy. Alright, let's go. Question number 1 was who's the current CEO of Safaricom? Ni Peter Ndegwa, lakini hapa naona pass. Hapo wamesema nini?
Peter Ndegwa.
You mark against like an exam, yeah? The second question, what is the main source of electricity in Kenya? The answer being hydro, right? Hydroelectric nimepata. Huyu amesema man-made lakes. You know, wale tunaona hydropower. Question number 3, which is the main mode of transportation in Kenya? Has to be road, no? Road, yeah? At first nilikuwa nimeandika nini? Bus. Mode ni road, yeah? Question number 4, the biggest sport right? Most popular sport in Kenya. Here it's written rugby, football, athletics.
Okay.
Athletics, right?
Wango.
Yes, it's athletics. Achana mambo ya football. Why are you marking nani wrong? Wanaiba. Question next. The largest organization with, or an international organization with headquarters in Kenya. United Nations. It's UNEP, but it's under UN, so I think UN goes.
Yeah.
This one is actually UNEP. In 9.
Nyango.
It's Nyago, UNEP. How did you know? UNEP,
Yes,
okay. Next question. The largest supermarket chain, right? In Kenya. This is Naivas, Hapa, Quickmart. Oh,
Pass.
it's Naivas.
Pass.
I passed on that one. I tried to think of Tuskys, Nakumat, Aziko. So it's Naivas, clearly. It saves you money. That's what they say. The largest international trading partner to Kenya was the next question. Here I see China, the US, and the US.
Hey.
That's China. Wow. Okay. Oops. The biggest bank in Kenya in terms of assets, it has to be KCB, guys. It's Equity. Na vile nilika na psych, KCB. Here is cooperative. Hii ni ya farmers. Chana. Question number 9. Question number 9 being the largest brewery in Kenya. Huyu ajui mambo ya pombe ameandika pass.
Kabisa.
Hapo ni EABL. The answer is EABL. And then the last question is the second largest city in Kenya. Sorted to Libya, by the way.
Yeah.
Mombasa. This is why ati mnajitoa.
Wale uliibia.
Hiyo question imedropiwa lakini wacha tu to mark. Thank you very much. You can grade it in the meantime. Alafu kama huyo amekosa 3, it's 7. We all have 7. That's crazy. Tutakujia
Remarking.
cut 2 later on. Thank you guys for that wealth of knowledge and also for having this conversation with me. I've had fun. I don't know about you. And I wish you all the best with NDULA as you go to the regionals, as you go to the finals. Once you win the $1 million. And I say once. You see, last time when I was sitting here with the guys from Ekobana, I said, once you win the $1 million, and they won. Prophet Okeize here for you. So, once you win the $1 million, what is your first plan? Si lazima ikue according to the startups plan.
I know, but according to the health price plan, company comes first.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the plan?
The plan. Okay. Besides, of course, setting up the company, I think once we win the $1 million, I'm going to go for a holiday first. Not with the money, but I'll just take a break.
Oh, leave the money and take a break.
Yeah, leave the money and then take a break and, just take a breather before coming back to re-strategize on how to, make use of the money. And in terms of making use of the money, our priority would be to set up a manufacturing plant, and then to develop a system for ensuring that our closed loop manufacturing is guaranteed, so that we're able to collect, process, and then once we've collected and processed, we ensure that the shoes we're making out of plastic do not end up in the same landfills we were trying to take them out of. So we're going to have a collection mechanism for the shoes themselves. So once it's worn out, you bring it to us, you get a new shoe at a discounted price. So setting up that entire mechanism and the manufacturing plant is going to be our priority.
All right, great. If you don't win, and I say if by a very small margin of chance that happening, 0.001% chance that you don't win, what will be your first reaction and how do you think it will change the direction
Obviously,
if it does?
That will be disappointing, obviously, but NDULA will not die. We will continue to look for funding from every kind of innovation organizations from Kenya, from the president himself, so that we can make NDULA, we can bring NDULA to life.
All right. If you don't win, wanna see you disappointment. What else?
Yeah, of course, disappointment, but For me, I'd like to think I'm a very positive person. So the silver lining would be, especially if we get to the global accelerator after the summit, I'm sure we'd have learned a lot. On the on-campus program, we've already picked up a lot of pointers. Going forward, we look forward to learning and learning and learning some more. So I believe we would have learned a lot during the process, and we're going to make use of that education to try and source for funding elsewhere, try and look for different avenues of bringing NDULA to life. Because we're not about giving up.
Right, not about giving up, and it's not just all about HALT prize. It will be something that can be brought to fruition, even if, of course, the other prize does not materialize. Now, finally, a call to guys who want to venture into entrepreneurship first, and then also ukitoa statement yako ya entrepreneurship, add HALT prize, because we're also trying to ensure that campus students ambao wana watch the show every single year, they are submitting their ideas to HALT prize, and maybe they give it a shot. I know Kenya has won the HALT prize finals twice, before with Bupas and now with Ekobana, and now going to the third one with NDULA. Things are looking up for this republic, right? So for the young people who want to innovate, give them something that you think can be helpful for them, and also a call to action for them to try HALT prize next year when it's open for submission. Use that camera over there.
So for me, while we're doing the activations for HALT prize, telling someone it is possible to win 1 million USD seemed, this is jokes, it's just wasting my time here. And then they pass you, they go their way, something like that. But instead, they pass you, they go to somewhere to drink, to have fun, and waste time, waste actual time. So instead of that, why wouldn't you just go waste your time in something useful? If you think it's a waste of time, just go and sit somewhere. If you see posters outside your school, such and such, just register and cultivate a mind of curiosity. That will get you somewhere.
All right. Yeah. That's very positive there. From you, Monari?
So from me, first of all, I'd like to say that innovation is not the domain of a particular kind of people. For example, I have a background in communication and media, and I participated in the innovation competition, and it became a success. So I'd like to motivate anyone that's listening that if you have an idea, the only way you can bring it to reality is putting in the work. So regardless of whatever field you're in, if you can think of a solution that helps people bridge a certain gap, then definitely go for it. In terms of HALT prize particularly, I'd like to urge everyone in campus to participate in the innovation competition if they have a solution, because it really helps people out here. When I was joining HALT prize, it was really hard for me to pitch in front of people, but now I think it's become so much easier. I've had great experiences, I've learned a lot. So I think beyond the bringing solutions to people, it's also important that, because it gives you an avenue to grow yourself.
All right, those soft skills, very important. Pitching, communication, teamwork, and all of the other stuff that comes with working with a number of people. I forgot to tell you guys to mention the rest of the team members. I think it's important because they have also rightfully contributed towards the NDULA Footwear brand. Who's going to take that mantle? You? Yeah.
So on our team, we have David Mutinda, who is our co-CEO, and we have Humphrey Okioma, he's our Chief Design Officer, and we have Bridget Wanjiru from GQuat, who is our Chief Financial Officer.
Okay. Yeah. When NDULA comes to life, and I have me a pair of NDULAs, I'm hoping that the Chief Design Officer atakuwa on set so that he can also speak about the design. Maybe nitampatia design yangu.
Yes.
And then customize here for me. But that is NDULA. If you're tuning in right now, I've been having a conversation with CECLIA, JERUTO, and with MONARI, MAGOTO, who are co-founders of the NDULA Footwear brand. With NDULA, you can mix and match styles and colors to create a shoe that fits your unique style and preferences, all while making a positive impact on the environment. They're trying to do this, and in parallel with the HALT Prize 2023 challenge, and they're on their way to the regionals, and then the next step, hopefully, they do win the finals. All the best to you guys, and please do come back again.
We will.
All right.
Thank you, and we look forward to your insight on the designs.